All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something that is, no joke, a total game changer for your career: giving a killer presentation. I mean, think about it. It's one thing to have a brilliant idea, but it's a whole other thing to get people to actually believe in it. And that's where this all starts. Oh man, you know this feeling, right? You've got this brilliant idea, but the second you have to explain it, poof, your mind just goes completely blank. Your heart's racing, and suddenly that genius concept sounds like total gibberish. It's such a common fear, but here's the good news: you can absolutely beat it. So today, that's exactly what we're doing. We are building your personal toolkit. This is all about giving you the practical stuff you need to persuade, to influence, and yeah, even to entertain just about any audience. Ready? Let's do this. All right, part 1, the foundation. And listen, before you even think about opening up PowerPoint or Keynote or whatever, we have to start here. This is the bedrock, the mindset you need to have before you do anything else. And this right here, this is a huge mental shift for a lot of people. You are not a human teleprompter, okay? Your job isn't just to dump information on people. It's to create an experience. You're there to persuade, to influence, and believe it or not, to entertain. That's the real game. So how do you get there? Well, success isn't just luck. It's built on these 4 things. First, you have to know your audience. Who are they? What do they care about? Tailor everything to them. Second, that knowledge lets you prepare like crazy. You gotta master your stuff. Third, when you're that prepared, confidence just follows. It's earned. And finally, you've got to see every presentation as a chance to get better. Learn from it, adapt, and bring that to the next one. It's a loop, you see.
Okay, so we've got the mindset down. Now for part 2, the winning blueprint. This is where we get practical. We're going to build the actual structure, the skeleton that turns a bunch of facts into a story people actually want to listen to. Here's the 4-step process. Step 1, and this is the most important: define your goal. What is the one thing you want them to know or do when you're done? Just one. Got it? Good. Step 2, now you think about your audience again. What do they know? What's new? Step 3 is where you get ruthless. You outline your points, but you only include stuff that directly serves that one goal from step 1. Be tough. Cut everything else out. And finally, step 4, you arrange those points into a logical story, a narrative that makes sense.
And that narrative almost always follows this classic structure. Seriously, it's timeless for a reason. You got your intro, your body, and your conclusion. The intro's job is to hook them. Grab their attention with a story or a shocking fact. Then, the body. This is where you deliver the core message. But here's the key: don't throw everything at them. Stick to 2, maybe 3 main points, max. Any more and you'll lose them. And finally, the conclusion. You wrap it up, remind them of your key message, and give them a clear call to action. Simple, right? But so powerful. And you want a pro tip that will make every single audience adore you? Keep it short. Seriously, the ideal length is somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes. That's it. It forces you to be concise, to get right to the point. Plus, it leaves plenty of time for questions, which, let's be honest, is often where the real magic happens. Okay, part 3. You've done the prep, you've got your blueprints. Now it's time to own that stage. This is all about delivery. It's showtime, and we're going to talk about how to perform with real, genuine confidence. So what's the difference between a great delivery and, well, a bad one? It really boils down to connection. Look at the winning moves. You're making eye contact, you're telling stories, you're rehearsing so you feel confident and present. Now look at the pitfalls. Reading from your slides, rushing, using tiny fonts. The number 1 mistake, the absolute cardinal sin: reading your slides. Just don't. Please. They're there for your audience. They are not your personal script. So speaking of slides, how do you make sure they're actually helping and not hurting? How do you keep them clear, powerful, and most importantly, keep the focus on you? Well, there's a really simple rule for this. It's the 7x7 rule. And honestly, this thing is a lifesaver. Here it is. No more than 7 lines of text on a slide, and no more than 7 words on each of those lines. That's it. It feels restrictive at first, but what it does is it forces you to get rid of the fluff. It makes you boil your ideas down to their core.
Your slides become cleaner, your message gets punchier, and the audience, they're looking at you, not reading a novel on the screen. All right, last part. Part 4, the 60-second secret weapon. This is the ultimate test. If you can do this, you know your message is crystal clear. This is your ace in the hole for networking, for interviews, for basically anytime you've got just a moment to make a huge impression. And it's called the elevator pitch. The concept is super simple. Imagine you step into an elevator with someone important. Could you explain who you are and what you do so persuasively in the 30 to 60 seconds it takes to get to your floor that they just have to know more? It's all about being ready for those chance encounters.
And building one is way easier than it sounds. 4 simple steps. 1. What's your goal for the conversation? 2. Introduce yourself, just your name is fine. 3. And this is crucial. Don't just say your job title. Nobody cares that you're a synergy architect. Instead, say what you do, the problem you solve, the value you create. And then you finish with step 4, the hook. A killer result or a great question that makes them lean in and say, wait, tell me more about that.
Check out this example. It doesn't say, we're business consultants. How boring is that? No, it says, we help startups increase their chances of success. In fact, one of our first clients reached $80 million in revenue and went public. Bam! Now that is a hook. You can't help but want to know more. And that's the whole point, right? The pitch isn't supposed to close the deal. It's just supposed to start the conversation.
And you know, that's really what all of this comes down to. Whether it's a 20-minute presentation or a 60-second pitch in an elevator, what you're really doing is telling a story. A story with a purpose, a clear structure, and a delivery that's designed to connect with people. So, I'll leave you with this question. What's your 60-second story going to be?